Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing the second part of my foundation collection, and it is high-end foundations today. Okay, let's get into it. First high-end foundation I will be showing you guys is my Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I have two shades of this. I have one C1 Cool Bone and one N1 Ivory Nude, and these two are both the lightest shades, I think. One's neutral and one's cool. This is probably my holy grail foundation out of all foundations. I absolutely love this. If I know that I need something that's going to last from 9 AM till 9 PM, I will definitely put this on. I know that this is never going to fail me. Sweat proof, waterproof. I can't fault this. Oh, actually I wish there was kind of a lighter shade. That's the only issue, is because these shades are the lightest shades, but they're also a tiny bit too dark for me. But yeah, I am absolutely obsessed with this foundation. Second on the list, let's keep with the Double Wear theme. I've got Double Wear Light. This is like the lighter version of Double Wear. It's a little bit of a sheerer coverage. I feel like this lasts pretty much the same way. I just prefer the other one because it's a fuller coverage, but this shade is better. This is in intensity 0.5. The Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation. This is in the shade 12 Ivory. This is probably a perfect shade for me. It's quite a neutral tone, and I'm obsessed with this. Is full coverage, and you only need the tiniest little bit. Yeah, I don't really like the applicator for this because it's like a stick. I'll show you. So you kind of dot it on your face like that, which is just slightly annoying because it gets kind of messy. That's the only issue I have with this. I love this. This lasts all day and it is super full coverage. So yeah, I love that. Let's do this Miss Shah foundation. This is a Korean brand and it's a cushion foundation. So you open it up and that's the foundation in there. I got this because Korean people were the first ones to do this cushion foundation thing, and this is a good Korean brand. My brother actually picked this up for me in Korea, and this is really nice. It's quite a dewy finish, and it is it's a good colour for me though, and it is quite long wearing. So I have the Cover FX custom cover drops. These are in N10. These are not actually specifically a foundation, they are like pure pigment drops pretty much, and you put them in a foundation that's maybe like a light coverage or maybe slightly the wrong colour, and it will like kind of intensify the pigmentation of your foundation. But I've actually been wearing these as just a foundation alone, and I really like them. They don't last as long as I would like for the price tag. They're quite pricey, but yeah, super full coverage, so I really like it. Next up I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick. This is in Alabaster stick foundation, so it's like this. I heard good things about this. I was actually quite underwhelmed by this. It didn't blend well. I tried it with a beauty blender and also a brush, and it blended better with a brush, but it wasn't good. This was almost even too pale for me, which is saying something because it's really hard to get something that's too pale for me. It didn't last, it broke up on my face, it went oily, it didn't give good full coverage. Yeah, I wasn't really super impressed with this. Next up I have the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NW10. This is probably like just a really good everyday foundation. I love this. You know, it lasts really well, it's got a good coverage. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about this. I repurchased this. I like wearing this on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, I really like this. Next up I've got the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. This is in the shade 1. This foundation is super full coverage as well, and it is quite long wearing, I would say. I did a first impression on my Facebook page, I think. Yeah, so it's pretty good. It oxidizes a tiny bit, but because I got one of the lighter shades, it's not too bad. You know, I can still wear it and I don't find it is like oxidizing that much. Yeah, I really like this foundation actually. It is really nice. The foundation I would compare to the Urban Decay one is the Becca Full Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream. This is in the shade Shell. I'd say this is a very similar formula to the Urban Decay one. It's kind of like a bit more of like a moussey formula. It's super full coverage as well. It lasts well. It doesn't last as long as I would like it to. And towards the end of the day it kind of starts to sink into my pores a little bit, but for most of the day it's actually really nice. And I've been really underwhelmed by other Becca foundations like the Radiant Skin and all of that, so I kind of had quite low expectations for this, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by this. The Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. This is in the shade 117. Yeah, so this is in the new formula. I know that a lot of people have said that they liked the old formula better. I actually didn't try the old formula, so I can't comment on that. This foundation looks amazing when it first goes on your face, but within an hour it starts to break up, it starts to sink into lines and pores, and I'm just not impressed by this. I would compare it to the L'Oreal True Match, and I would definitely pick that over this any day. I'll wear this if I'm doing if I'm taking photos or something, because I know it's going to look good while I'm taking them, but I'm not going to wear this all day. Next up, I've got the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is in the shade Pearl. This one is a tiny bit too yellow for me, but that was my fault because I just chose the wrong colour and there was heaps of colours there, so that's not an issue. I really like this foundation. It probably could last a little bit longer. I mean, for me, when I'm buying a foundation, I want it to be able to last like a good 10 to 12 hours, you know, if I'm out of the house for the whole day. That's kind of what I'm looking for. But I really like this foundation. You know, I'll wear this, you know, on a day-to-day basis, and you know, I don't really get oily or anything, so yeah, I like this foundation. Next up, I've got the MAC Pro Longwear foundation. This is in the shade NW13. I actually really like this, and I'm kind of thinking that I may like this a bit more than the Studio Fix, because this actually really does last for ages. I feel like it's got quite a similar finish and quite a similar coverage to the Studio Fix, but this will just last a little bit longer, and I'm really liking this. I also have the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. To be fair, I actually prefer the original Pro Longwear more than this. This one is fine. It's just like a day-to-day, you know, foundation. I'd say this is kind of like a medium sheer medium buildable coverage. You know, it's not full coverage. Yeah, to be fair, I actually probably won't repurchase this. I was not really obsessed with it. I didn't find it any extra waterproof than, let's say, Double Wear or something. It wasn't, you know, like specifically waterproof. I wasn't really, yeah. Next I have the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation. This is new to my, this is in the shade Fair Neutral. This is new to my collection, so can't really make a fair judgment on this, except that it is marketed as a full coverage foundation, and it is definitely not. I would say this is a sheer to light coverage. I'm wearing it today. So as you can see, I'm wearing it today, and I have a powder foundation on top, and it is not full coverage. This is 3 layers. I put 3 layers of this on, and then I was finally happy with the coverage. But even so, it was just like a day-to-day coverage. I was like, what? This was marketed as a full coverage foundation, so for what it actually is, like a light coverage, yeah, it's nice, cool. But you know, I don't really like a light coverage. I kind of never really wear a light coverage foundation, so you know, I don't really buy them that often, so I probably wouldn't have bought this if I had known that this was actually a light coverage foundation. Yeah, so it's fine for what it is, but it's not what I was expecting, and it's not what it's marketed as. So if you're looking for a light coverage foundation, yeah, this is cool, but it's not full coverage. Last up, we have the Kat Von D Tattooed Locket Foundation. This is in the shade Light 44. This is in the old packaging. She just recently came out with new packaging. This is not the lightest colour. It's still a tiny bit too dark for me. I could have gone for the colour up, but that was my fault. This is quite a moussey formula. It's quite nice, like it is quite a good coverage, but it's quite thick, like it feels like you're wearing makeup and it's quite thick on your face. So I'm not super keen on that. Wow, okay. Yeah, but I'm not complaining, it's fine. Like I'm not sure if she changed the formula when she changed the packaging, so I need to find out, and if she did, then I might be keen to try that. Yeah. So that wraps up all of my high-end foundations, and that wraps up the end of my foundation collections videos. Let me know if you guys enjoy watching collection videos. I'd be more than happy to do more. I think this is a good way of showing like all my makeup collection because I have a lot of things. So if we break it up into different videos, then that works, and then I think I'll do one big video showing how I store everything, but without going into detail about every product. So let me know if that would be something that you guys would be keen to see. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and I will catch you next time.